friends, wakey wakey. Ooh.
Wakey wakey.
I think we just wokey Miss Rasha. How's it going, friends? Welcome to another episode of Wake Up, where we shake up the outside to wake up the inside. Yeah, because this is your time, not my time, not her time, your time to get a great workout, leave everything on the other side of that door, tap into your best, most wonderful inner happy self, and enjoy a good workout on a lovely Wednesday, if it's Wednesday, or whatever other day you might be tuning in.
Saturday,
all of the days. So let's start right away. 3 deep breaths. Let's take a deep breath. Let's wake up the mind and exhale any of that kind of like nonsense that's going on in the brain. Let's inhale, wake up the body, and let any tension go that you're holding on to in the muscles right now. And one last one. Inhale. And we're going to wake up that heart because we need to be open and accepting of all the love that is out there for you.
All the love.
All right, we're going to get started right away with our warm-up that we've been doing. We're going to step side squat to one side and to the other. All right, so this episode drops the day after our midterm elections. So I know we've talked about it a couple times already. And, I was watching our former President Barack Obama's speech when he was doing some campaigning last week, and obviously it was amazing and inspiring. I love him, but the one thing that I found was really great and interesting is how he, and let's do opposite elbow to knee, was how he dealt with hecklers in the crowd, and it really got me thinking about how we react to hate speech or negative imagery even on social media and stuff, and what our reactions are like, because he was so poised, so calm, and just said, no, like, this is not the time or place for that, and let's side squat. He was like, there's children here, like, there's no need to swear. And the other time he said, if you want to support the other candidate, go to their space and boost them, but don't come, fill the air and fill the energy of the room with hate speech. And he also didn't let it pull from his message and from his conversation, which is what he really wanted to promote, opposite elbow to knee. So it really got me thinking, because I tend to be pretty reactionary in certain circumstances.
A lot of us are.
And have caught myself after the fact many times saying, wow, I really wish I had given myself 2 more seconds and didn't kind of react in that way. And so I am going to pull a page out of Mr. Barack Obama, President Barack Obama's book, and really just say, not the time and place. Let me do what I need to do, and let's be in separate spaces. All right, we're going to get started right away. We're going to sit back into chair pose, and we're going to step one leg back and back together, and then the other leg back and back together. So in chair pose here, we're really trying to sit the hips back behind the heels. Yeah? So as we do this, I'm just going to turn this way so that you can see when we return the foot that the hips still stay back.
Yes. And it's also that he's not necessarily, knees are aligned with toes, but they're not way over the toes. Almost think of your knees over your ankles, and then you're going to keep that glute hamstring working a little bit more.
Absolutely. All right, move 2. We're going to drop down onto all fours into beast again so that the knees are up off the floor. Then we're going to press the underside of the foot up towards the ceiling and bring it back down, and then do the opposite leg. All right, so 90-degree angle with that foot, and you're really thinking of like pressing up towards the ceiling, and so we're really getting that nice full like glute hamstring engagement. That's where you get that thud crease that we love so much.
Like you're squeezing a pencil between your booty and your thigh.
Yes, that number
right
2.
Where they meet.
Number 2.
And if you can, try to avoid putting your butt too high, like me.
We want to get butt down, heart forward. How are we looking, Rasha?
Really good.
Okay, swing those legs around. Hands behind the head. We're going to curl up. We're going to tap the opposite knee with the hand, return the foot to the floor, and then roll down.
Woo.
And then we curl up, tap the opposite knee, and then roll back down. As we do this, you can get, as you tap the knee, So we go up straight, and then you can have a slight twist and spiral as you tap the knee and roll back down.
Now, one of my favorite things to think about in this is, so this can be a lot of rectus abdominis, but
which is like that six-pack that you see.
Which, okay, yes, great. We love a six-pack, but that's not really what's going to save us from like back pain and stuff.
Definitely not.
Instead, scoop your belly out when you're doing your abdominals instead of, oh, thank you, needed that.
Do you want me to do this one? Here we go.
They've got it now.
Sit back into that chair. I almost like using the prayer hands because you can almost like put a little pressure between the palms and really like relax the shoulders down into the back.
Yeah.
So you don't get like too like curled and hunched over, but you know.
Yeah, almost like your fingertips are like in the same direction as your sternum and your back. Like you're keeping that sort of diagonal line of energy, mimicking your back and your hands.
Absolutely. You know, they're kind of I love it because it's just very centering towards our, you know, towards our heart that's getting woke up.
It's getting woke.
Yeah, that's what we love. That's what we love. All right, let's drop it down onto all fours. Beast mode. One leg up to the ceiling. And then
now, if this were a beast, I feel like I'd want to call it a scorpion.
Oh, it is a little bit. It's a little
scorpion
scorpion-esque. Yeah. No, that's good. And don't let the leg get so high that you start to like sink in the lower back.
None of this actually.
Yeah. It's a pretty small movement to really make sure that we get the.
Your knee might not go that much above your hip.
Absolutely. Yeah. But you really get a full back of the leg action.
And your transverse abdominals are probably working. So
Absolutely.
pull your belly button to spine, not by rounding your back, but just isometrically.
Yeah, those corset muscles. Swing it around. She's really. We just have an audience today. She's you're not participating today? So tonight you get a day off? Alright, that's fine. It's a rest day.
Rest day for Raja. She played a lot last night.
She did. She's kind of falling asleep right now. It's kind of hysterical. Alright.
One of my clients calls that chicken pose when the cats sleep with their legs underneath.
Oh yeah.
I think it's so funny. I'm like, oh yeah, it's kind of like she's laying an egg. Hi. Yes.
Make sure you're like working also your abdominals and not your neck. All right?
Yes.
So we're not trying to like squeeze the chin and, you know, tense up all those neck muscles. Focus that energy into the torso region.
Yeah. Like you're moving your ribs back behind you to lift.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, one more round.
Woo!
Here we go. Sit into chair.
Okay, sit in that chair. And then work hard.
Yeah, it's a good chair.
So another little thing here is it's super easy to kind of like let yourself kind of sink into that hip. So you almost want to feel like you're plugging your femur bone into the hip socket. Keep it nice and tight, and then you're going to be working that glute med as you go as well, as opposed to kind of letting that.
You almost like don't put too much weight in that back foot.
Yeah.
Because you try to keep the weight really centered.
It's actually about that front leg.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Makes it just a little bit harder, but a little bit better.
I find my prayer.
Yeah.
This is a great one. I love this one. It's challenging. It's like the beginning of a back lunge.
Absolutely.
Or front lunge. You know.
Beast mode. Beast mode.
Get to it.
In terms of the shoulders here, because you are getting a little upper body workout, you know, this is kind of like half a plank as we're doing this. We want to make sure that the shoulders don't creep up towards the ears.
Yeah.
So that's really going to help also with, you know, sending the heart forward, lengthening through the back of the neck and through the head.
And especially like for most people, the head likes to hang super low. It's so heavy. We're so smart and intelligent. So think of the back of your skull kind of retracting towards the ceiling. And almost think about bringing your head up a little higher than your shoulders, because tendency is to let it kind of like go.
And wrists are really directly underneath the shoulders, so they're not out in front of you, which makes it a lot easier. They're really directly underneath you.
Yeah, better for the joints, because then they're stacked.
All right. I forgot. One more. Here we go. Would you? I mean, this is a real question for you. Would you encourage like exhale on the way up?
I like that because it kind of like, as you exhale, you kind of pull those abdominals gently in and belly button to spine. So yes, I like that. I like to kind of say exhale at the hardest part of any exercise.
Yeah.
And a nice thing here is that if you can, you're going to almost let your head be heavy into your arms and your head so that your arms are attached to your scapula, to your rib cage. So your serratus gets to work. So you almost think of your ribs and your arms moving together.
Absolutely. But we did it.
Jelly bean. Woo!
7 minutes. You can really get a sweat going on with that. You stay right there.
Oh.
Don't even move. Okay. So find a place where you feel a little bit more relaxed. We boosted the heart rate a little bit. Hopefully you got a little sweat going. So you can either stay in a position, you can sit up, you can put your legs up on the couch, you can sit in the couch, lay on the couch. Find yourself in a place where you can actually like relax a little bit and close your eyes.
Let go.
So, with this whole discussion about reactionary language and being confronted with negativity, we live our lives almost like a sponge. And we absorb and we take in and we take in and take in, usually until a point where we're fully saturated and have to have some sort of release. Now, thinking about this whole conversation about how you react in different situations or uncomfortable situations, I like being the idea of being a sponge and being open to the world, but also that you have some sort of protection so that you don't end up being so vulnerable to the experiences or the negativity of somebody else. And sometimes that's not even being the direct focal point of somebody's negative energy, but you might be witness to it. And I really thought a lot about that as I was watching that speech, and President Obama saying, there's children here. You never really know exactly who's in the surrounding area and absorbing the messages that are being given to others. And so, same with things like social media, you are exposed to opinions and feelings that you might not actually be necessary to or beneficial to your daily living. And so I want to like call it some sort of protective shield or a circumference of positive energy that is going to allow you to not succumb to negative or hateful energy in situations like that, and really stay clear and true to the focus and productive qualities that lie in your heart and in your mind and in your body. So stay here for one more deep breath. Exhale and gently open up the eyes. I think Raja might have closed her eyes with us too.
Definitely.
She's lounging. So, as we move into this next, whatever we are going to call it, post-midterm elections, no matter the results, no matter what our feelings are, is to, I think, stay really true to who we are and not let, as the young ones say, the trolls get to you. People who are out there who are really looking to incite a reaction out of you. Take that high road. And so if you happen to be in a situation, in the near future, and I see it most on social media, people verbal vomit and go and express whatever their what I would consider maybe hateful feelings. Don't let that pull the worst out of you. That doesn't mean don't react or engage or have conversation, but don't let it pull you into that negative space, because it is staying above the water that really shows the understanding and confidence of who you are and what your beliefs are. So tap into that if you come into contact with that in the near future.
Stay true to you and what you believe and the message that you want to send out into the world.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you for joining us for another week of that Wakey Wakey.
Shaky, shaky.
All right, friends, we love you.
We do,
love
and
you.
we love each other.
Mwah. We'll see you next week, friends. Bye.
Have a great one.
Night, Raja.
Night, Raja.
Love you,
Enjoy
Poopy.
the show.
Oh, bye.